Hey, Leo, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like you knew all the English words, but when you spoke, you sounded robotic?
Oh, definitely. Especially when I first started learning complicated grammar. It was like my brain knew the sentence structure, but my mouth couldn't handle the rhythm.
Exactly, that flat textbook sound. It feels like you're reading instructions instead of having a conversation, right?
Right, that gap between knowing the rules and sounding natural is huge.
Well, today we're going to close that gap completely with one powerful technique.
And we are going to make sure our listeners sound much less like robots and much more like real, confident speakers.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo.
Welcome back to the English Blend.
Today, we are diving into the magic of shadowing technique. Copy native speakers effectively.
This technique isn't about learning new vocabulary. It's about mastering how English sounds.
It's about stealing the accent, the rhythm, and the music of the language.
Exactly. So grab your coffee or your favorite beverage and let's get started on becoming true English mimics.
Okay, Mia, let's start with the basics. When we say shadowing, what exactly are we talking about?
Simply put, shadowing is mimicking a native speaker as closely as possible, almost immediately after they speak. You listen to a short piece of audio and you try to repeat it at the same time or a split second behind the speaker.
So it's like being a shadow. You're following them everywhere they go in terms of sound.
Perfect analogy. It's not just repeating words, it's copying the sound texture. We're talking about intonation, stress, and speed.
Intonation is key, right? English uses pitch changes so much to convey meaning.
It does. If you say, you went home, with rising intonation, it's a question. If you say, you went home, with falling intonation, it's a statement. Shadowing forces you to practice that muscle memory.
And stress. I remember struggling with words like record. The noun is record, but the verb is record.
That's a classic example. Native speakers do this naturally, and shadowing trains your ear and mouth to catch these tiny shifts without thinking about grammar rules.
That makes sense. We often focus too much on vocabulary lists and grammar tests, but that doesn't help us pronounce things like gonna or wanna naturally.
Precisely. Shadowing bridges the gap between formal study and real-world English. It helps you internalize those contractions and reductions that make native speech fast.
It's basically immersion training without leaving your kitchen.
Exactly. And the best part? You don't need a conversation partner for this. You just need some good audio.
Let's look at a fun fact about why our ears might resist new sounds.
Ooh, I love a good fun fact. Hit me.
So our brains are actually trained very early in life, like before age 1, to filter out sounds that aren't important in our mother tongue. It's called perceptual narrowing.
Interesting. So if your language doesn't use the th sound, your brain basically ignores it.
Pretty much. Your brain says that sound, not useful, delete.
That's why we struggle so much with certain foreign sounds. Our internal audio filter is too effective.
Shadowing forces you to open that filter and actively focus on those sounds that your native brain tried to eliminate. It's challenging your auditory system.
I like that. We are essentially hacking our own language programming using this technique.
Let's be honest, the first time you try shadowing, you might feel a bit silly.
Oh, you will. You'll be talking over someone, perhaps tripping over the rhythm, maybe sounding a little manic.
Like you're arguing with the audio file.
But that means you were doing it right. You shouldn't sound perfect immediately. The goal is active, loud repetition.
And it's much better to practice loudly than just whispering. You need to use your full vocal cords and mouth muscles.
Think of it as a workout for your tongue and throat. They need to learn new positions to make those English sounds.
Let's shift gears and talk about materials. What should listeners choose for shadowing?
You need authentic, clear, and engaging material. Think short clips from YouTube, segments of easy podcasts like ours, wink wink, or short movie scenes.
Crucially, the material should be at a comprehensible level. Don't start with Shakespeare.
Right. If the vocabulary is totally new, you'll spend all your energy translating and none of it shadowing. Aim for B1 or B2 level material where you understand the general context.
And I recommend starting with one speaker only. Trying to shadow a rapid conversation between 5 people is just going to lead to frustration.
Excellent advice. Start simple, focus on clarity, and make sure the speaker has an accent you want to emulate.
Okay, Leo, let's give our listeners the actionable steps. We promised them practical tips. We need to build a clear routine for successful shadowing.
Absolutely. Here are our steps for mastering the shadowing technique. Tip 1. Start small and focus on pure sound. The first mistake people make is choosing a 5-minute audio clip. That's way too long.
Start with sentences or maybe a 15-second clip maximum. The idea is to perfect that small chunk before moving on.
Find an audio clip, let's say 15 seconds long, and listen to it 3 times without speaking. Just focus on the melody.
What do you mean by melody?
I mean the high and low points, where the speaker speeds up or slows down, and where they breathe. That's the rhythm of the speech.
So you are training your ear first. You're not concerned with comprehension yet, just the musicality of the language.
Exactly. Then, on the 4th listen, start shadowing. Don't worry if you miss words. The goal of this first session is to match the rhythm and speed.
This sounds counterintuitive, but it's important. Prioritize the speed and intonation over the individual words.
If you get the rhythm right, your pronunciation will naturally improve later.
Let's say the speaker says, "I don't know what you mean." If you focus too hard on the 4 separate words, you'll speak slowly. I do not know what you mean.
But the native speaker blends it, I don't know what you mean. Shadowing forces you to blend those sounds together.
Right, that's where the power is. Short segments, focusing only on the flow.
Consistency is crucial, but so is iteration. Don't move on from that 15-second clip until you feel really good about it.
I suggest practicing the same clip for at least 3 days.
3 days? Why so long?
Because the first day, you're learning the rhythm. The second day, you are refining the pronunciation. And the third day, you are building that muscle memory so it feels automatic.
That's smart. Language learning isn't a race. It's about deep practice.
When you encounter a really tricky word or phrase, press pause. This is called isolation practice.
For example, if I constantly mess up schedule, I hit pause and I repeat schedule, schedule, schedule 10 times, focusing only on that challenging sound.
Then you rewind the audio and try to shadow the full sentence again, integrating your isolated practice back into the rhythm.
It's like finding the weak link in the chain and repairing it before you use the whole chain again.
And remember, keep it loud. Don't whisper into your sleeve. The neighbors might think you're odd, but who cares? You're learning English.
Playfully, yes. Tell your neighbors you're becoming a fluent master.
This is the hard, slightly painful tip, but it's absolutely necessary. You must record yourself shadowing.
Oh, I hate hearing my own voice played back.
Me too, but our brains lie to us. We think we sound just like the native speaker, but often there are huge differences in pitch or rhythm that we miss.
Recording yourself is like holding up a mirror to your spoken English. You see the flaws you need to fix.
So after you shadow a clip a few times, record your attempt. Then listen to the native audio and your recording side by side.
What specific things should listeners be comparing?
Look for 3 things: pitch, pace, and pauses.
Pitch. Are they going up when they ask a question and you're staying flat?
Pace. Are you speaking twice as slow as they are? Are you hesitating where they flow smoothly?
And pauses. Are you pausing for breath in the middle of a thought, or are you matching their natural breathing spots?
When you find a difference, don't criticize yourself. Just note it. Say, okay, on the word beautiful, I need to stretch the oo sound more.
Use the comparison as constructive feedback, not as a reason to give up.
While pure shadowing focuses on listening, using visuals can really help with linking sounds to mouth movements.
Especially for tricky sounds like the R or the L.
If you are shadowing a YouTube video, watch the speaker's mouth. Pay attention to how they form vowels and consonants.
This is huge for non-native speakers.
If you don't see how the mouth moves, you often try to use your native language muscle memory to make the sound.
Right. For example, the short I sound in English, like in sit, is often very different from the E sound in Spanish or Japanese. Seeing the subtle difference in the mouth position helps you physically adjust.
So use the visuals to check your own mouth positions while you speak. You can even record yourself watching the video.
Yes, that way you are mimicking both the sound and the physical mechanics of the speech.
Here is a more advanced technique for when you're comfortable with the basics.
Tell us about silent shadowing, Leo.
Silent shadowing means you listen to the audio and you form the words with your mouth, moving your tongue and lips, but you make no sound.
That sounds sneaky. What's the benefit?
It trains your mouth muscles to perform the movements faster and more efficiently without the pressure of producing the sound perfectly.
So it's a mental practice and a physical warm-up simultaneously.
Exactly. You can do this on the bus, in the car, or while walking around. It's perfect for practicing those difficult transitions between words.
Like going from think about it to think about it. It trains your mouth to anticipate the linking sounds.
Once you've silently shadowed a clip, go back to speaking loudly. You'll often find that your flow and pace have significantly improved.
That wraps up our 5 tips. Now let's quickly focus on some useful English phrases related to achieving accuracy and success.
We chose 3 phrases that our listeners can use when discussing practice and getting things exactly right.
This idiom means to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. You got it perfectly right. It often describes a precise observation. For example, Leo, you hit the nail on the head when you said we should focus on rhythm first. That was the missing piece.
Or, when she explained the grammar rule, she really hit the nail on the head. It's a great way to give someone a compliment about their insight.
This is a useful phrasal verb meaning to understand or learn something, usually quickly.
You might say, I practiced shadowing for 2 weeks and now I'm really catching on to the American accent.
Or, the students didn't understand the assignment at first, but after the example, they caught on quickly.
It shows a moment of realization or rapid acquisition. This phrase is a classic, but it is deeply relevant to shadowing. It means the more you do something, the better you will become at it.
It's our motivational phrase for today. If you feel frustrated with shadowing, remind yourself, practice makes perfect.
I use it all the time. For example, I struggled with the piano at first, but my teacher always said, practice makes perfect.
It's a simple truth, especially with skills like pronunciation, which rely entirely on muscle memory. Wow, that was a packed episode. We covered a lot about how to use shadowing to sound less like a robot and more like a human.
We did. Let's do a quick recap of the most important takeaways. Remember, shadowing is immediate, simultaneous mimicry of intonation, stress, and rhythm. Don't worry about meaning initially.
And use our 5 practical tips. Start small, repeat and isolate difficult parts, record yourself for honest feedback, use visuals, and try silent shadowing.
Shadowing is a game changer because it takes you away from only learning about the language and forces you to actually do the language. It's the difference between reading a swimming manual and actually jumping into the water. You have to move your linguistic muscles.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to sound silly. The key is consistent, loud, focused effort.
We encourage all our listeners to dedicate just 10 minutes today to shadowing a short YouTube clip or a segment from a TV show. Try it.
Let us know how it goes in the comments below. Did you find that you hit the nail on the head with a particular accent?
Or maybe you caught on to a new vowel sound.
We love hearing about your wins.
Thank you so much for tuning into the English Blend. We hope this episode helps you find the music in the English language.
That was a great talk, Leo.
Yes, and next time we are going to talk about the power of storytelling, how to tell engaging tales in English.
Ooh, I love a good story. See you in the next episode of The English Blend.
Bye, everyone.
Happy practicing!